Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Boost My Career. We have with us Harsha Wadhwani today, who is having more than 7+ years of experience into taxation profiles, and we are going to discuss about the tax profiles. So, welcome Harsha. Welcome to Boost My Career channel, and I hope you are having a good day. And could you like to give us a brief about yourself so that we can start our session? Welcome Harsha once again.
Swati, hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thanks to Boost My Career to give me this opportunity. So I'll give a brief about me. I'm CA Harsha Wadhwani. I've qualified in May 2019. I have more than 7 years of experience. My experience is into diversified areas, diversified of domains. So I have accounting experience. I have taxation experience. In taxation, I have some direct taxation experience and indirect taxation experience. In indirect taxation experience, I have experience into Indian country and I have experience into Gulf country. Currently, I'm working on Singapore taxation. So which part of taxation would you like to know about?
So, Harsha, we would like you to give us an overview about the Gulf country taxation because it is all about a separate profile rather than other taxation profile. So, could you give us a brief about Gulf taxation, like what kind of work do you do in that, and what kind of experience is needed, and what kind of skill set is required to have that profile?
Yeah, so for Gulf country taxation, as you can see that it has been recently implemented in Gulf country. Earlier, there was no VAT in Gulf country. In Gulf country, taxation recently has been implemented. So learning chances are there, growth opportunities are there. For getting experience into or getting growth into Gulf country taxation, we should have the basic knowledge of taxation, either India or any of the country, so that we can understand the basic terminologies. So we should, if we are having experience into Indian taxation, we can easily understand the law of Gulf country also. We should have interpretation skills to understand any of the taxation laws. So it is a growing area. If anyone wanted to grow or wanted to go in the Gulf country, so he or she should learn about their how they interpret the laws, what is their basic requirement. All these things are needed.
Okay. Who can all go to Gulf country taxation profile? Whether a CA is required or MBAs or ICWAs, who all can go into such profiles?
There is no such requirement. We should hold a qualification or like a professional degree for going into Gulf country taxation. But yes, if a person is qualified, we are already studying a basic taxations or we are interpreting law here itself. So it will be easier for us and for them also. They are rely more on person who is holding like qualification or a professional degree. So, but a person who is going with a graduation or post graduation degree, he should start with from scrap. He
Okay.
needs to start from very low profile so that he can gather some experience and go into that profile.
Okay. What kind of experience is necessary? Is there anything like you already should have knowing the like taxation related profiles or taxation experience or something, or any fresher can jump into such profiles?
No, of course, Gulf country taxation, if we are going into India, which are offering us to do the job into Gulf countries taxation, so they are preferring the person who is having experience into taxation, because interpretation of laws and penalty, imposing of penalty, there would be a chances of loss. So they'll be preferring a person who will be having experience into Indian taxation at least, because interpretation of law and laws are more or less similar into Gulf countries and India also.
Okay.
So more terminologies are similar.
Okay.
So a person who wanted to go into such kind of profile, they should have at least the experience into taxation of India.
Okay. Okay. And about the salary compensation, like what is the salary range starting for the freshers for such profiles, and how up it can go?
Yeah, if we are starting in India, salaries depends on the experience, your qualifications, your degrees, everything, and again, if we are going in directly into Gulf countries, then it varies, because if you are starting as a professional, then it would be more than a person starting as a fresher graduate. If we'll talk about this salary range in India, if a person is starting as a graduate, then salary would be different than a person starting as a professional degree holder. If you are like, if you are starting as a professional degree holder, you are already having experience. You, if you are not having experience, you are at least having bookish knowledge of taxation, so they'll pay you more than what a fresher will get. So salary may range between 5 to 15, for depends on the degree, and depends on the qualification, and depends on the experience. If you are starting your career in the Gulf country itself, then it may range between 3,000 dirhams to 8,000 dirhams for a fresher per month.
Okay, thanks Harsha for that. And what do you suggest? Like, what are few similarities as per the Indian taxation and what we usually see from Gulf taxation profiles? Like similarities, like filing of returns and all these stuff remains the same, right?
Yeah, similarities, we can say the tax rates are there. So tax rates are not similar at all, because
Okay.
tax rate are different. In Gulf country there is only one tax rate, but tax codes we can say it's similar. In India also we used to say it's a standard, it's out of scope, exempt, zero rated. So same tax rate also is also there. And if we say block credit, in block credit we use terminologies out of scope. So there are also, they have defined some of the services or goods which are out of tax criteria. So we used to call it block credit, and we again define it the same there.
Okay.
Some laws we are having here, if we haven't paid to creditors in certain time period, then credit need to be reversed, and then we can claim back.
Okay.
Same law is also available there.
Okay. So can you brief us about few common interview questions for the Gulf country taxation profile or something? Like for our viewers, I would like you to ask, like, if you can suggest one or two questions or something like that, which are usually asked in any interview for the Gulf countries related taxation.
So yes, I can tell you, like I have initially told, if you are starting in a Gulf country taxation and you are holding experience into Indian taxation, they'll more ask you the question based on Indian taxation, because interpretations and laws are more or less similar.
Okay.
So they can ask you how you are downloading the data, what is your basic steps, how you are reconciling the data, what is the basic laws of block credit, what all block credit means,
Okay.
what is the law if you are not paying your creditors in certain time period, how do you need to reverse the credit, what is the law for capital goods, what is the law for gift card. So these
Okay.
kind of question they can ask you.
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot, Harsha. And what do you suggest? Like, what could be some pros and cons for the this profile?
Pros and cons are there for every profile. So if we talk about pros, you will be learning a new taxation itself, new law itself. You'll be going into different environment, so you'll be adding on to the experience. If someone want to start their career, and so if someone is planning to shift there in Gulf countries, somewhere in Dubai or Oman or somewhere in any of the Gulf countries, so if they'll be having experience itself in India, and if they'll go there, it will be easier for them to crack the interview, rather than the person who is starting as a fresher or who is directly going.
Okay.
Cons are there if you don't have any plans to go there, and if you wanted to continue in India. So as of now we cannot see more opportunities into such taxation profiles. In India we can see the profiles are more of US and Europe taxation as of now. So if in future we are expecting that Gulf country taxations would be coming in India, then growth chances are more.
Okay.
Else it will be a, like after a certain period of time you will dealing with the Indian taxation also. So
Okay.
if other taxation also, if like if companies, if you wanted to switch your jobs, or if you are looking for growth opportunities, you are dealing with the other taxation, and you are having experience into such a taxation which for which profiles are and openings are not there, then it would be difficult to change the profile.
Okay. So, so Harsha, if I clearly understand this one, so it means we are actually working on the taxation related compliances for the Gulf nations, right? Like we are
Yeah.
responsible for filing of the tax returns and for the payments relating to taxes and reconciliation of tax accounts and all those tax related compliances, be it tax audits and other kinds of audits related to taxes for Gulf countries. Like this profile revolves around that only, right? When
Yes,
you work for
correct,
such
Swati.
profiles. Okay. So here you are also working as a preparer, as a reviewer for the taxation, or do you just prepare the return and somebody else files it or something like that?
Yeah, I was a preparer only.
Okay,
So it depend on the requirement of the companies. Someone used to hire preparer and reviewer itself. So
okay,
in our team, we were the preparer. So I was
okay,
preparing the return, and someone from the onshore used to review the returns, and then we used to go for filing.
okay. Thanks a lot, Harsha. So, what about the like jump to roles? Like, if somebody is working on the Gulf country taxation, how is it easier for that person to move into other taxation profile? Have you seen such switches or something like that in your career?
Yeah, seen switches. Actually, I'm myself is the example of such switches. So I have jumped to Singapore taxation now. So it's easy. You need to understand the laws. You need to brush up your language. Keep
Yeah.
in touch with other laws also. If you wanted to switch profile, of course, we cannot have the experience into all the profile. If you are switching or jumping into any other taxation like Singapore, US, Europe, so they might hire you with the tax experience only. But if
Okay.
you wanted to jump into GST or Indian taxation, then you should have such knowledge so that they can hire you into such taxations.
Okay, so you mean to say, Harsha, here, like if you want to move forward with the taxation profile only, be it for other countries, it is quite easier, but moving into different profiles altogether, like moving to FP&A or R2R or internal audit or the stat audit profile, it becomes quite difficult, right?
Yes, correct, Swati.
Okay. So apart from that, Harsha, do you believe like for this kind of profile, any skills are required, like some software skills is required?
Particular for taxation profile, you need to analyze the data. You should have grip on Excel. If you are having bulky data and you need to work on a spreadsheet, so you should have a good grip on Excel. Then you should have experience on software that basically companies are using. Either it will be SAP, it will be Oracle, QuickBooks, Zoho Book. Multiple softwares are there in market for accountings also. So you should have that experience to extract the basic ledgers or books we require for.
Excel, as well as certain accounting relating software would be would be learned on the job, right? You need not to have prior experience into certain kinds of accounting software such as SAP and other like Tally and Oracle or something like that. Those could be learned on the job for the taxation profile, right?
Yes, Swati.
Okay, okay. Which profile did you like the most, or which is the most interesting taxation so in any country so far, or something like that? And I feel India is most complicated. What do you say?
Yeah, exactly. India is most complicated because we are having multiple laws for a single transaction events. We are having multiple taxation rates. We are having multiple HSN code. Even mapping sometimes HSN and SSC is complicated. So India's most complicated taxation as of now, what I have done, Gulf country taxation is more easier. They are
Okay,
having quite similar laws, but like mapping and rates are similar. So not
okay,
that much complicated as much India taxation laws are
okay,
there.
okay,
So mostly I have worked on Indian and Gulf country. Recently I have started Singapore, so still I'm
okay,
learning about those laws. So I don't
okay,
have much idea on Singapore taxation laws.
okay. So you mean to say, like anybody who wants to join and work for Gulf entities, that person can easily learn about the Gulf relating taxation laws, as well as they are easy to grip upon and easy to be understood by, right? Not more
Yes,
complex as well.
exactly.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
exactly. If anyone is having a basic knowledge of taxation of bookish knowledge, even they can start easily with the Gulf country taxation also.
okay. Thanks a lot, Harsha.